If I had an unlimited budget to see a game every single week of college football season, but I could only see a team one time throughout the season, these are the games that I would pick. In week 0, I would still go to Dublin, Ireland to go see Florida State versus Georgia Tech. In week 1, I'm going to change my game because I want to save Georgia for later, and I'm going to go watch LSU versus USC in Las Vegas. In week 2, I'm still going to fly home to my hometown of Lincoln, Nebraska to go watch Nebraska play Colorado in a classic Big 8, Big 12 old rivalry game. I struggle picking a game for week 3 because I saved so many of my teams for later in the season for really great games, so I just ended up picking Notre Dame versus Purdue in a classic rivalry game. In week 4, I'm still going to go see Tennessee versus Oklahoma in a super exciting new SEC matchup. In week 5, I ultimately picked Georgia versus Alabama. I really thought about doing Georgia versus Texas later in the year, but at the end of the video, I'll explain why I didn't, but I'm so excited to go see this game hypothetically. Week 6, a national championship rerun between Michigan and Washington at Husky Stadium. Week 7, I would go see 2 potential national championship caliber teams in Ohio State versus Oregon at Oregon. In week 8, I'm going to go see 2 Big 12 teams that could potentially compete to go to the Big 12 championship game, UCF at Iowa State. And a very similar story in week 9 when West Virginia goes on to play Arizona in a new Big 12 showdown. Week 10, I picked Louisville versus Clemson because I think this game could really decide who goes to the ACC championship game this year. In week 11, I wouldn't change this game for the world. You gotta go see BYU versus Utah in the first game in the Holy War in a few years. I can't wait for this game this season. Week 12, Missouri versus South Carolina. Shane Beamer and South Carolina really need a good season, and Missouri's gonna be pushing for a college football playoff hopeful spot. Week 13, Ole Miss versus Florida. You could basically take everything I just said for the last game and put on this one. We obviously know Billy Napier's under a ton of pressure, and Ole Miss is also trying to go to the playoff. And finally, we get to the last week of the season, Texas versus Texas A&M in the first time in over a decade. This is why I didn't pick Texas to go play Georgia earlier in the season, because I really wanted to keep this game on my schedule. Let me know if you like this schedule better or the schedule I did the first time where I could see a team multiple times in the season.